Hello class, and welcome to Introduction to Sociology. I'm your professor, Professor White, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to introduce myself, introduce the class, go over a little bit on Canvas since this is an online class, since we won't be meeting face-to-face throughout the semester. So, a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Bakersfield. I went to school at East High, and after graduation I went to school at UC Santa Barbara, and I majored in Chicano Studies, Sociology, and a minor in art history. So I really took a lot of classes and really liked a lot of different ones and kind of added them all together. Afterwards, I graduated from Santa Barbara after 4 years, and then I went to San Jose State University for my master's degree in sociology. And my dissertation was actually a documentary on the social consciousness of people walking by murals painted on a wall. So I mostly studied the artwork on the murals in the Mission District in San Francisco. So awesome experience that I had, and I hope to get back one day to do what I used to do. That was before I had children. So now I'm married. I've been married for, this will be 13 years this year, and I have two children, both under the age of 10, and I teach many different courses. And so I'm busy as well as everyone else, right? But I did want to make sure for you guys to know that when you do email me, know that I am going to email you within the first 12 hours. Usually it's within a couple of hours. I've always really been really adamant of checking my email because I know how important it is, especially when students have a question and then it takes some instructors a little bit to get back to them. So if you email me, again, if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, maybe that means that I did not receive your email. So go ahead and resend it to me. And I should be able to have no problems. Make sure to email me. I don't have a preference. You can email me through Canvas, that's fine. You can also email me at my school account as well, okay? Trying to see what else. During the weekend, it is a little bit different. You are gonna have within 24 hours of me actually responding back to you, and the only reason it takes a little bit longer is because it's the weekend. We have a bunch of family activities that we're doing as well. I also do not accept emails, or I should say not accept them, but I do not reply to them the night before an assignment is due or the day that assignment is due. So make sure that if you have any questions that you are emailing me or reaching out to me way before that assignment is due. So our class is entirely on Canvas. So when you click into our class, what you're gonna find is you're gonna find the announcements, which is the homepage. That homepage is pretty much introducing the topic of that week. It's going to tell you what chapter we're focusing on. It's also going to tell you what assignments you have due, if they're due that week. And also, I always give plenty of times in terms of reminding you that you have an assignment that is going to be due pretty soon. So for this week, you're going to find on the home page the importance of the syllabus. Now the syllabus is very, very important. Oftentimes I have students that will email me and ask me questions, and then what I do is I redirect them back to the syllabus asking, well, did you read the syllabus? Did you print it out? Oh no, I didn't do that. So make sure, print it out, highlight it. I do the same thing. I always, at the beginning of the semester, I'll print out my syllabus, and as we're going week by week, assignment that's due, I highlight it off saying that has been accomplished. So a little bit this week in terms of the chapters that you're going to be reading. It'll give you more information in terms of the assignments that actually are going to be due. For this week, the only assignment that you have assigned is your discussion question, and I'll talk about that in a second. The other link that you'll find on the left-hand side you'll see that there's different links that you can click on, is going to be your modules. Now your modules pretty much, again, it's broken up week by week. It will always include the instructions for the week, what you'll be doing. It will always include the PowerPoint presentation. Now this is my own presentations that I have put together to pretty much to reiterate what we've learned for that week. Oftentimes than not, I will bring in outside information that I do include in the PowerPoint just to better enhance the discussion that we're having for that week. So you'll always see that there's a PowerPoint lecture that correlates with our chapter in our textbook. You'll notice in this week that you may have your study guide. Your study guide will be in there, and that's going to cover your chapter. You'll also notice that I placed your chapter study guides well in ahead of time in terms of your exams, and I do that so that you also can print that out and you can go chapter by chapter going through those questions. Those questions on the study guide are the questions that are going to be asked on the exam. So it is very important that you are going along with the study guide so that you are prepared for those exams that we're going to have. And then as always, you're always going to find at the end of each weekly module, the discussion board. Now the discussion board is very important because this is where we are going to be having pretty much the bulk of our discussion, the bulk of your learning within the class, because we are not face-to-face. We are all online. So what my requirements for this assignment, and you are going to see it week by week when you open up the discussion board and you see the instructions, is your initial post is always due by Fridays, by Friday night. Friday night by 11:59, you must post your initial post. 2 peer responses are to be posted by Sunday 11:59. Now I do not provide partial credit, so if you do not do your peer assignment, your 2 peer responses, you're not going to get credit. If you only post 1 peer response, you are not going to get credit. You're going to get a 0. Your initial post is out of 5 points. Your responses, your 2 peer responses, are also out of 5 points. So together each week your discussion is worth 10 points. Now, one thing to keep in mind is each initial post and your peer response must be at least 180 words in length. Now, what I'm looking for, again, this would be just like if we were taking, this is taking the place of being in the classroom. If we were having a live discussion either within a group, right, or within the class. So it has to be 180 words at least in length. Also, each post, initial and peer, is going to include a direct quotation from your class material. So that's going to be either PowerPoint, or it could also be your textbook as well. Make sure that you have a direct quote from your class material as well as citing it correctly. And you're going to notice when you click on the first week's discussion that I do include a student example of exactly what I'm looking for, okay? Trying to see in terms of the discussion post altogether will close on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. I will be grading those discussions either by Monday night or by Tuesday afternoon. I always like to provide graded assignments within 48 hours after they have been submitted, okay? Because I've always been like that. I like to get grades to you as soon as I can so that you know how you're doing in the class. So again, discussion is going to be very important. Now, one thing is, keep in mind, Canvas is going to tell you in that little calendar that it gives you, like, oh, your discussion post is due Sunday by 11:59. This is not taken into account that your initial post is due Friday. So it can't divide up. The calendar can't say like, oh, initial post due Friday and then peer responses. So again, make sure that initial post due Fridays by 11:59 p.m. and your 2 peer responses by Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Let's see. If you go down to that menu again, you're going to notice Also a link for your syllabus. Again, it's important to print it out. If you only want to print out the part where it gives you the core syllabus, which I call course at a glance, that's fine, because that gives you the important dates of when everything is due. But please make sure to read the syllabus, because it's going to include important information such as our textbook. You're going to notice that our textbook is free. You can get it online, and so you can download it as a PDF file. Also, if you are the type of person that does not like to have a book just on your computer, on your book, need a hard copy to highlight, you can purchase it online for Amazon for $29. So I've included the link for all that information if you'd like. Your exams, you are going to have 3 midterms and you're going to have 1 final exam. Again, I provide you the study guides well ahead of time. You're going to have 2 observation reports. You're going to notice that it's an introduction to sociology class. So what you're learning is you're learning what it's like to be a sociologist, like what we do when we're conducting research. So you'll notice and you'll find this information in your weekly modules, again, way ahead of time before the assignment is due. 2 different observation reports that you're going to do. The first observation report that you're going to do is you are going to pick an ethnic restaurant and you're going to try pretty much a new type of cuisine. And you're going to do an observation where you're merely observing everything around you, okay? It's a fun one. The second observation that you're going to do is going to be attending a new religious gathering. Okay. Now, I've had many students in the past that say, oh, I don't know about that, right? Like, I'm not really big into religion. If I am into religion, I'm really much set in my ways of the religion that I practice. Again, there's a reason why I'm assigning this assignment, right? Sociologists such as myself, of course, we're all human. We have our own beliefs. We have our own, our traditions, our values, everything we're going to learn about in this semester, right? But we also have to be comfortable and learn to be comfortable being outside of our comfort zone, okay? And believe it or not, I have many students that very much end up enjoying this particular assignment once they've submitted the assignment and completed it. Another assignment that I think is one of the fun ones, especially for me to grade, is called your breach a norm assignment. You're going to be learning what a norm is in about 2 weeks. And so you'll be able to utilize what a norm is. You're going to break a norm and you're going to put it into paper format into an assignment. Now, one of the things that you're going to be doing is when you're breaking a norm, I know you don't know what the assignment's going to be yet, but I'm just telling you now because I always have it happen one semester, every semester. Make sure the norm that you select, you're not breaking the law, please, okay? Do not get a ticket. Do not end up in jail and then say that it's because it's due to my class and you had to break that norm, okay? Again, please do not break a law. Please do not get in trouble when you are doing this assignment, okay? Again, it's learning to be a sociologist, what we do, but again, I myself don't want to conduct research where I'm breaking the law and then I end up in jail or I get a ticket or something big happens, right? So a little bit more about that information as we get closer to that assignment. The last assignment that you're going to have is a PowerPoint presentation. This one is another presentation that I like to, or assignment that I like to assign to students, because you're able to then utilize everything that you've learned in the semester and pinpoint it down to a particular commercial that you've selected of your choice. One thing for me, when I'm watching movies, when I'm watching television shows, when I'm watching commercials, I cannot watch like a normal person anymore. I can very much pick up on the littlest things on commercials from like, they're trying to tell me something. Okay, this would tie into so many different topics in class. I like this commercial. I'm gonna bring it into class. You're gonna notice that I bring in actually a couple of commercials into the class, into discussion, because again, you're gonna see that that social media, that technology media in itself is gonna play a significant role in our course. I love bringing in current events, not even current events, but I bring in Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, not so much Facebook like I used to. I used to do a whole lecture on Facebook, and now not so much anymore. But you're gonna see what a big influence all of those social media platforms play a role, especially in today's society as well. So let me see. Again, online discussion in the syllabus, you're going to see our grades in the grade scale and how it's broken up into the percentages for the grades that you'll receive in the assignments and your grade overall. You'll also read about academic honesty. We are very big on making sure that we're not plagiarizing. Oftentimes than not, a student may not even know that they're plagiarizing. If you have any questions, I've posted a great resource on the syllabus in terms of helping you how to cite information correctly. You're going to notice that you're going to be citing exactly every week in discussion as well as in every single assignment. So make sure that you are citing it correctly. Disabled Students Program for services, if you are in need of accommodations, you will email me directly. Office hours, you can reach me through email. As I've noted earlier, I respond within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. It's actually Saturday and Sunday and Friday night that it's about 48 hours to receive a message, especially the fall is very much impacted with a lot of activities such as winter and spring. It just feels when you have two children and they're all involved in activities, the whole entire year is just chaotic, right? So I will return emails, I promise. And then at the very end, again, it is going to go with your course at a glance. It'll start with week 1 all the way into your final week. Let me see, anything else that I wanted to say? You'll also find the links for your assignments within the left-hand side menu of Canvas in our class, as well as the quizzes. The quizzes will be your midterms and your finals that you'll be taking. The discussion, you'll see the link there as well as your grades, as well as any announcements. So if there's any announcements that I need to send out, I usually send them out as an email. That way the entire class is able to receive it individually. But every once in a while, if something comes up like an emergency or something and I'm not gonna be able to respond to emails that day, for example, then what I'll do is I'll post within the announcement section. So also look for that. So again, I just wanted to welcome you to Sociology. I hope you enjoy this course. I know a lot of students take this because it's a general education class, and majority of the time when we think of a certain social science, we think of psychology, right? And we'll be talking a little bit about psychology and the differences and similarities between psychology and sociology. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this course. I've been teaching now this is my 12th year of teaching, and I love it. Like, I always make the joke, and I don't know if it's a joke or not, but as long as the world is the way it is, I pretty much have a job. Pretty much have job security. I love teaching. I love being there for my students. If you have any questions, please email me. I want to hear from you if you're unable to, an emergency has come up. Obviously, one thing you'll see is that I do not accept any late assignments. And the reason that I do that is because I'm also preparing you for when you do transfer to a 4-year school. It's a whole different ballgame there. And also preparing you for the real world, right? When you go into your field of work that you're studying for, right? What are the chances that you are going to be able to ask for an extension for a deadline, right? I like to run my classroom in the way, again, preparing you for what's to come in the future, right? So you'll notice that I do not accept late assignments, but however, if an emergency were to occur, please get in touch with me as soon as possible, and I am going to ask you for some type of documentation that you will have to email me, okay? So, again, welcome aboard. If you have any questions, email me, and I hope you enjoy sociology.